come to this festival for the cultural activity, for the fun, you know.
This is the hometown of Zora Neale Hurston, who is our inspiration, and so I knew that we had to be here.
I love the fact that it represents an artist.
This place, I think, is still like it used to be.
It's a celebration of the culture of the community of Eatonville.
Just to preserve the Black story and the Black literature, I think that is super inspiring and amazing.
We're now America's longest running arts and humanities festival, celebrating the cultural contributions of people of African ancestry throughout the diaspora. That's actually who we are, longest running. What we wanted to do was three things: inform people about and celebrate the work of and life of Zora Neale Hurston, to celebrate the historic significance of her hometown, and to celebrate the cultural contributions people of African ancestry have made to the United States and to the world. Eatonville was incorporated in 1887. This is after the Civil War, the war between the states, and what is called really a high point of the Black Reconstruction era. That is the time when newly enfranchised people really began to enjoy the full benefits of citizenship. Eatonville was founded by Black men who had money to buy land from white men who were willing to sell it. Zora Neale Hurston has popularized Eatonville as the oldest incorporated African-American municipality in the United States. She has made Eatonville known as a literary destination. And frankly, if it were not for Zora Neale Hurston and her genius as a storyteller, we could easily say that who would know about Eatonville?
I first learned of her because it was required reading in my 10th grade English class to read Their Eyes Were Watching God. Alice Walker said that when she first came to Eatonville, Eatonville had lived for so long in her imagination because she came to know it through Zora Neale Hurston's work, and she could scarcely believe that it existed in reality. And I relate to that because that's how I felt too the first time I came here.
Our contribution is to come here and to share the history so that folks can see themselves in it and, more importantly, envision a brighter future. We were invited to attend a neighborhood workshop with a planning entity that's putting together a master plan. I was able to kind of bring some words of welcome to the neighborhood and just wanted them to know what we want to hear from you is how can your value, how can your vision kind of manifest on the ground? What would Eatonville look like if you had your way? How can Eatonville help support you in the raising of your children? What needs to stay? What needs to be brought in so that this can continue to be a hometown for you and your generations?
We need certain things to experience a full life, and art and culture and heritage are part of that. We can actually be identified as what is called cultural heritage tourism. Cultural heritage tourism is a multi-B with a billion, multi-billion-dollar niche industry, nationally and internationally. Day after day, people are coming for conferences and conventions. Typically, we're going to see some of that traffic. They bring family members, and one of those family members may see how close they are to Eatonville, and they drag the rest of those family members to Eatonville because they are bound and determined to come to the Zora Neale Hurston Museum. We actually now have been able to experience and make the case that the economic prosperity for Eatonville comes through that connection with cultural heritage tourism.
I love the fact that we actually celebrate Zora herself. I feel like it's a continuation of her work in different frames.
I grew up in Eatonville. I'm always tracking the Zora Neale Hurston Festival and just keeping that alive in myself and in service.
This incredible community that has just been resilient and stood the test of time and is really significant.
Back in the 60s, I can go back that far. Actually, we had a bunch of those places, you know, where we had Black townships. We need now those kind of economic zones in our community.
Preservation of historic places reminds us of the best of who we are, how we have dealt with problems together, celebrated together. We want everyone to be inspired by Eatonville.